The FBI went from watching Oblock and convicting 5 of their members in the murder of a rapper. Now all of a sudden they focused on NLMB Drench gang. No Limit Wet was caught with a blick with a switch on it. One of the guns that make your arm move. Blah, 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 blah. The feds say he had one of them. And it's crazy because it's not an old case. They say they actually caught him with it. I don't know on him or around him, but he was caught on a new case with a switch. Rumors is he facing 10 years in prison. We finna talk about this. Hit the like button. Goals on this video, 1,000 likes. I think a lot of people need to see this. It's a lot of rumors about what happened with No Limit Wet. This is a newer video. Let's push all the older videos down by hitting the like button and push a newer video up, because I got a newer update. They say the guy facing 10 years in prison. You know, the feds just was all in Chicago watching all these cases. They convicted the Oblock 5. All of a sudden, they eyes on another drill quartet of group, NLMB Trench Gang. Remember, Herbo just brokered the deal with the feds a little while ago. Instead of going to prison, he gonna do probation for 3 years for a fraud case. He was indicted by the feds. All of a sudden, a month later, here comes No Limit Wet caught with the feds with a gun. Rumors that Herbo snitched on Lil Wet. I ain't here to put that jacket on Herbo, you know. I think for some reason, whenever something happens, people, for some reason in this era, love the snitch word. I need a little more proof. I'm not gonna lie, it is a little weird that soon Herbo brokered the deal, now No Limit Wet get caught by the feds. Maybe they was watching. Remember, Wet beat a murder charge that had 4 homicides on it, a quadruple murder. They say he killed somebody at a restaurant, 4 bodies at a restaurant in revenge of his daddy Big Wet death. You know, they actually dropped this case and he came home. They ain't have enough proof. I don't know what happened, but he was released off of 4 bodies. Now all of a sudden he's locked up. Sources are saying he's facing 10 years in the penitentiary for having that mechanism, that switch, that shit that make your arm do this. You know, and some people say he gonna get 5 extra years for every bullet. I ain't here to say that. I don't know that. That'd be a lot of chatter talk. A lot of the people in the streets act like lawyers and shit. But I was told he was caught with this switch. He actually has a court date coming Wednesday. So we'll be able to get more information on this. But this is crazy. You know, the feds have been watching NLMB for a long time. This last month, there's been a lot of news about NLMB. Remember, Herbo brokered the deal with the feds. No Limit Wet got caught with a switch by the feds. And then, I believe, like 8 days ago, a soldier who sold guns to, like, Lakeside and KTS, a soldier who bought guns. One of the guns he bought killed Herbo's friend Greg at a barbershop downtown. Actually, somewhere around here. Downtown, somewhere around here, as you can see. And Herbo's friend was actually killed at a barbershop. A guy came in there, act like he had to use it, came out the bathroom and blah, 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 blah. Greg, while he was in the chair. The soldier who bought the guns and sold that murder rapper actually brokered the deal with the feds about 6 days ago, too. So the feds' eyes been super big on this shit, man. I'm gonna keep you updated on this. Now, did Herbo tell on somebody? Did he snitch? Did he open up his mouth? I'm not sure. I don't want to stamp that because people tend to do that. But I get any more information about that, I'm gonna tell you about that. But it seems like No Limit Wet got caught with a switch. I'm actually in Chicago right now. I've been doing interviews, trying to come back. I told myself I wanted to do some dope interviews this time. I ain't want to do the regular interviews with everybody that sit in the same chair and tell the same stories. Maybe the same stories because it's Chicago, but just different people. I had an opportunity to interview 2 people today. Well, really 2 groups. One group was like a young group, Just Blow from 1200 and TY number 7 from 1200. They actually from the west side of Chicago. They recently went viral about 3 weeks ago where they dropped a music video. And in the middle of the music video, they thought they seen the outright pass. Boy, they pulled a gun out. One of the dudes was in like a fucking G.I. Joe stands with his gun, ready to blow the car down. That video went viral. It did almost 2 million views in 3 days. These guys from the west side, they had a beef with like Dirty Red. They clicked up with Risky Road. I actually talked to Blow. He has a dope story too, deep. He was actually shot in like a drive-by shooting. He was shot. His friend was killed. His sister was killed. and another person was shot. I think this is a strong story, y'all. I can't wait to show y'all this interview. They wild as hell too, you feel me? It was about 100 of their ass in here, so you feel me? Truth had to put on the tough guy face, but we got that interview done. That was a classic interview. And then we had to bring Trigger in here. A lot of people tell me, Truth, you got to get 600 Trigger. He's an OG, a big homie of 600. He's actually the brother of D-Thing. I talked to Trigger. Trigger told me things that was rumors that I didn't know was really real. He told me his brother D-Thing was killed during a peace treaty. 600 Breezy spoke on that in interviews. A lot of people had love for D-Thing, but they told me that his brother was killed during the peace treaty. You know, he told me about catching backlash from one of his brothers from Oblock free. Them his people, he grew up with them, he want them free. Whatever happened with Doug, he don't care, he want them free. And he caught a lot of backlash for that, so we talked about that. We talked about Ruger and Memo 600 squashing beef, even though they made diss songs about his brother who was killed. This was a strong, impactful interview. I think this is one of the dopest interviews of the year, in my opinion. So I want y'all to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be dropping that soon. But I'm gonna bring to your attention, the feds watching everybody. They went from Oblock to Drench Gang. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell me the truth.